Hi, I'm Brianna, and welcome to Brianna Cooks, a cooking show for college students by a college student. Today I'll be making a creamy lemon garlic shrimp pasta with a side salad and buttery rolls. So first things first, we're going to start with getting our water ready for the pasta. And I'm just going to fill up this pot. It takes kind of long, so I mess with the pressure. So I don't like to wait. You don't want to fill it up too much because you don't want it to boil over, but I think I need a little bit more water. Okay, that's enough. All right, now you're gonna take this over to the stove. We're gonna use this eye right here, and you're just gonna turn it all the way up because you're boiling it, and I forgot my pasta.
Oh no, not the pasta. You didn't introduce us.
Oh, these are my cameramen, Jason and Connor. I almost forgot your name.
That hurts.
I'm sorry. Is my head in the way? So I like to add a little bit of salt just to help the boiling process. It's science.
Yeah, sure.
And you can add a little bit of oil to make sure your noodles don't stick. I say a capful. Some people like to let their water boil first. I don't. I just dump my pasta in there. Okay. Okay. So you're just gonna dump this in here.
So the whole family's gonna eat.
And I'm gonna throw this away. And you want to make sure your pasta is al dente. So once the water starts to boil, I'm gonna set a timer for like 12 minutes.
What does al dente mean?
It means it's done. It's not too chewy, it's not too hard.
So I heard that there was this thing where you have to throw it at a water to see.
I do that.
You do that?
Yes.
Oh wow, okay.
So y'all will see that later. Okay, so now we're going to get to our shrimp. All right, so the shrimp is pre-cooked, but I am gonna put it on the stove, one, to season it, and to warm it up. So I'm gonna just clean it. I like to peel the tails off of my shrimp. Use cold water. Always use cold water when you're working with any type of meat.
Have you already taken out all of the intestinal lining?
It's already taken out.
Oh, perfect. Sometimes I like that. It adds a unique flavor. You're not dookie your shrimp?
Not
It adds a unique
dookie.
flavor. No, I don't want no dookie in my shrimp. I want to eat shrimp. Teach his own, I guess.
So now we're gonna take this over to the stove. Now once you're over at the stove, you're going to go ahead, turn it on like a medium, maybe like 4. You're gonna get your olive oil. And this is just to season the shrimp, because like I said, this shrimp is already cooked. Doesn't matter, well, it doesn't matter how much olive oil you use, just enough so the shrimp can cook. And I'm just gonna dump them in there. It's okay if there's still some water from the sink. He'll cook out. I might need some more olive oil. So I'm gonna spread these out some. I need a fork. So I'm just spread them out. That way I can go ahead and start cooking. And I simply just season the shrimp with some salt and a little bit of pepper, because the pasta's already going to be flavorful, so you don't need to sit there and add all these extra flavors to your shrimp. I'm going to do a little bit more salt. All right. Okay. And so now I'm just going to wait for this pan to heat up so the shrimp can get some more seasoning going on. And once the shrimp is done, we're gonna set it aside and start on the sauce. So I'm gonna pull out the butter and heavy whipping cream and just set it aside for now. Okay, so the shrimp is warming up right now. Can y'all see? Okay.
Looking good.
And over here, our pasta's starting to steam. So it's just, we're waiting. the waiting game with pasta. And I like to make pasta because it's very fulfilling, fills me up, and it lasts. When I have pasta, the leftovers last a really long time. About 3-4 days. That's a long time for me.
It is a long time. It's something quick and easy to make if you're a college student.
Okay, let's see. Shrimp is still heating up. I might raise the temperature just a little bit, just to speed it up. Because like I said, it's already cooked. I'm not trying to make it too chewy because shrimp cooks extremely fast. So we're just warming it up. Okay, so we're just gonna let the shrimp heat up a little bit and we'll be right back.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
How was school?
I'm just a mess, now I'm just a mess, and you're just a person that changed my life. Good day in my mind, safe to take a step out, get some air now.
Music can help you express how you're feeling. When you can't find the language, find the lyrics.
Okay, so our shrimp is just about warm enough. So you're just gonna scoop it out, set it aside. You can put it in a bowl, on a plate. It really doesn't matter. Just gonna scoop it out. And you're gonna use the same pan for your sauce. Saves the environment.
That's how it works.
That's how it works in my book.
I don't know about all that.
It's how it works. Okay. So now you're going to lower the heat on the stove. You're going to get about 3 tablespoons of butter. And go ahead and put that. Put that in the pan. So you're going to go ahead, your butter's melting, and you can measure this part. I personally just don't. So our drawer is a little bit of a mess. But this is 1 teaspoon. And I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch because cornstarch thickens your sauce. So you can use flour or you can use cornstarch. Sometimes I use either or.
What type of sauce is this again?
It's a creamy lemon garlic. So that's enough cornstarch, and this spoon is good. So you're just gonna move this butter around. Help the butter melt. Let it do what it does.
Do what it do.
Okay, so now that the butter's melted, I'm gonna use white cooking wine, but you can use a seafood broth as a replacement. Okay, so we're gonna use this white cooking wine, and there's, like I said, you can replace it with a seafood broth, but that's not what we're doing. So you're gonna only need about 1/2 cup. I like to get eye level. I learned that in middle school. When you're measuring, you get eye level to make sure it's enough.
That's a lot of wine.
Cooks out.
I've never cooked with cooking wine.
You don't need an ID to buy this, by the way. You can do this $4 at the regular grocery store.
Oh. But can you drink it?
You can, but it tastes horrible.
Oh.
And then here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get your fork. Let me move that out of the way. You're gonna get your fork and you're just gonna whisk this in. Whisk it in, whisk it in. Smells like alcohol. And you're just gonna let that simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes. So while we wait on that, I am going to go ahead and get the heavy whipping cream, if I can open it. So this is a cream-based pasta, so you're gonna use a lot of heavy whipping cream.
Oh boy. I'm scared for the aftermath.
You can eat it if you're lactose intolerant. I'm lactose intolerant. Doesn't bother me.
I think there are different levels.
So you're just gonna pour about 1 1/4 cup. And get eye level to make sure. Okay.
That is a scary tall cup of heavy whipping cream. That's a lot of cream right there. Yeah.
Okay. So while that's simmering, okay. All right. So it's simmered about enough now. So we're gonna go ahead and add in and just mix it. And a little shrimp snuck in there, but that's okay. I must have left it. And you're gonna, I turn the heat up on this just a little bit to help it thicken. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add in our garlic. Give it that garlicky taste.
Technical term, garlicky taste.
Tongue twister. Can you say that 10 times fast?
Technical term, garlicky taste. Technical term, garlicky taste. Technical term, garlicky taste. Technical term, I can't do it.
Well, you know he used to be an actor, so
Yeah.
of course he can.
Give me like a couple of minutes, I could get it down.
Okay, and I'm gonna get another fork just to get in this pasta. This is dangerous. You can use a fork, but you might want to use something that's longer. That way, in case the water jumps up at you, you won't get burnt. But I've been burned in the kitchen so many times, it doesn't really faze me. So I'm just helping the pasta separate because sometimes it does not separate on its own and needs extra help. You also don't want your pasta to stick to the bottom of your pot. And that is, it looks like it's almost al dente, but we will never know. So throw it. I'm gonna go ahead and let this do what it does. Keep stirring.
How will you know when your sauce is done?
And when it comes to pasta, honestly, when you're making a sauce, the order can change. You can put the garlic in first if you want it to have a more garlicky taste. It's such a tongue twister for me. I put the garlic in afterwards because I like my pasta to have a little bit more of a lemon taste. It's still gonna have the taste of garlic, but it's not gonna be as much as if I would have sauteed the garlic with the butter. Okay, so I'm going to see if this pasta is done. For the fun of it, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it at the wall. So I'm just gonna get one pasta noodle. You have to be careful because it's gonna be hot, but like I said, my fingers don't feel the burn anymore. Oh, it's stuck!
Hey.
Okay, so that means it's done. Sometimes I like to throw a few more because I like to have fun with it. And I usually end up forgetting about the pasta and it sits in the wall for about 2 days. But my dad doesn't say anything about it, so. Yep, it's done. Okay, so we're gonna remove the pasta from the heat and we're gonna take it to the strainer that should be in the sink, that's not, so be careful, this is dangerous. And you're just gonna strain. Be careful with the splashback of the water, you don't wanna get burnt. Whew, scared. There you go. And you're just gonna let this sit in the sink while your sauce is still cooking. Oh, right now the sauce is bubbling, so.
That's looking real good.
I'm gonna add some flour and I'm gonna turn down the heat. And honestly, at this point, you can go ahead and add in your pasta. I'm gonna stir this flour in it. And we also have an extra ingredient, it's Parmesan. This is freshly grated. I did this with my bare hands. But you can buy the pre-shredded. It just doesn't melt as well. I prefer to grate it myself. So this is about 1 cup or half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that in there. And then we're gonna stir.
Oh yeah, smelling real good.
Okay, so now we're gonna get our pasta noodles that were sitting in the sink. Just gonna put them in here. You gotta be careful with this part.
Oh, look at that, look at that.
Wow, that was perfect.
And you're just gonna cover them in the sauce. Might have to add more flour because you don't want a watery pasta. Nobody wants that. You want the sauce to stick to your noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna move it around. Be careful because it's hot and there's steam coming up. Make sure you evenly coat all the pasta noodles by stirring. Might add just a pinch more flour. And I'm just measuring this with my eye. I can't even estimate how much I'm putting in here. I'm just shaking it. You don't need too much because too much means you might end up with a dry pasta.
Don't want that.
Exactly. Can you smell the garlic?
Yes.
All right. So you're gonna turn this heat down. You can turn it off, matter of fact. You're just gonna go ahead and dump your shrimp in there. Look how creamy it is. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and squeeze a freshly cut lemon. When it comes to this part, it's based on your own taste. I personally like to squeeze the entire half lemon, but some people don't like lemon. So we're just gonna go around, squeeze.
It's looking good.
Seriously. So right now our pasta is done. And we're gonna move on to our side salad and we'll be right back.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American.
You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
Great having you.
Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
Welcome back. Now we're gonna move on to our salad. This is a salad kit, so it comes with croutons, dressing, Parmesan, so you don't have to buy all the extra ingredients, which is easier for college students. So we're just gonna go ahead and, well, obviously I'm not that strong. No. I can't get it open. Yeah. Not gonna open.
You got it? Yeah, I got it.
Maybe we should use a knife or scissors.
No. Connor got it.
Connor's strong?
Connor for the rest of you.
You gotta do it for the camera.
Another perfect lunch pizza.
Oh, wow! Bravo! Okay. So we're just we take the croutons and the dressing out. I like to rinse my lettuce because you don't know what was crawling on this. And they say it's already pre-washed. I don't believe that. So I'm just gonna dump it into the strainer. This. Yes, I scrubbed this out. And so you're just gonna lift it up. And that should be good enough. Shake it. Let the water come out. All right. Now we're gonna go back over to our bowl and just dump it in there. You can scrape the sides, get the rest out. Put that back in the sink. So this came with Caesar salad dressing. I do not have a knife over here. And croutons and Parmesan cheese. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our croutons. Okay, so I got these salad tomatoes from the store up the street. You can use any tomatoes, but they said salad tomatoes, so I got salad tomatoes. So I'm just gonna rinse this tomato. We're not gonna use the entire pack. I always rinse my veggies because you never know what was crawling on it. And to be honest, tomatoes are hard to cut. I just start chopping away till they're the size that I want. The tomatoes are super juicy, so it's just, to me, hard. Maybe these won't be hard because it's salad tomato. I've never cut a salad tomato. Oh look, it's not that much juice. So we're just gonna cut. Everybody has their size preference of tomatoes. Some people don't like tomatoes. I love tomatoes. Oh, the juice is coming out. So you have to be careful not to cut yourself. You can tuck your fingers to make sure you don't nip yourself with the knife. And we're just going to add the entire tomato in here. Slippery. Not sure if this is the proper way to cut tomatoes. I've never Googled how to cut a tomato.
Oh my goodness.
I just go with the flow. Okay, I think these are a good enough size for my preference. Some people might want them smaller. I don't want super big chunks. Okay, so you're just gonna pick up your tomatoes, toss them into your bowl. You can add more tomatoes. If you wanna do a tomato and a half, that's fine. I personally don't wanna do that. And so we're just gonna do a little bit of pepper, not a lot. It just gives it that taste. And this is the Parmesan cheese. I'm not sure if I'll be able to open this. Oh, we made it work. We're just gonna dump our cheese. And then we're gonna get our dressing. Not sure if I'll be able to open this. Oh, I got a tab.
You got it? Yay!
Some people don't like a lot of dressing. I love a lot of dressing. What do y'all like?
Doesn't that defeat the purpose of eating a salad?
Not in my book. Vegetables are vegetables. I love a lot of dressing. All right, so now you're just gonna toss it. You can use a fork, tongs, a spoon, whatever you have close to you. And you just toss it, get it to how you like. And you can always add more pepper, more tomatoes, croutons, whatever you have. So now that our salad is tossed and our salad is done, we're gonna move on to our buttery rolls. Okay, so these are King Hawaiian rolls. I'm sure everybody's familiar with these. Some people will just eat them straight out the pack. I like to add butter and pop them in the oven for about 5 minutes. It just makes them airy and light. So that's what we're about to do. So we're gonna go ahead, take these out the pack. Just pull it out. Take the paper part off. And then I separate mine. So you don't have to worry about separating hot rolls and burning yourself. All right. And so now I have about a tablespoon of butter. And we're gonna go ahead and pop that in the microwave and melt it. I put it in a coffee mug because you don't want to use glass in your microwave because it might break. And that would be bad.
That's definitely happened to me before.
You've done that?
Multiple times.
Jason!
With multiple glass objects. Now,
why do you do that?
The microwave or trying to put hot water in a pitcher or something.
I'm gonna quote you. One time when I was younger, I tried to boil an egg in the microwave, but I put it in a cup that had like a tight lid on it.
Did it explode?
It blew up in there. My mom was upset.
I would be mad.
I almost microwaved the can, but luckily my grandma stopped me.
I'm glad Grandma was there.
Yeah.
So I melted the butter for about 30 seconds, and I'm using this little squiggly thing. You can use a spoon, but it's easier. It's a brush. Oh. Squiggly brush. So I just coat each roll. Doesn't matter how much butter goes on each roll because it's still gonna taste good. Just make sure you use your butter. You don't wanna waste it. And the oven is set for 350. So like I said, just about a few minutes, 5-6 minutes. Okay, now that we're back, we're gonna remove our rolls from the oven. Look at that.
That smells really good.
Wow. I would have never thought to put them in the oven.
Yes, most people don't, but they taste so much better. So now we're gonna come over here and we're just gonna plate our pasta. You can scoop it out, or you can use tongs. I already put the tongs in the salad, so that's why I'm just putting it on the plate. And make sure you get some of the shrimp on there, because I did not get a single shrimp in that scoop. I like to make my food look pretty, so we're gonna add some chopped parsley once we plate this. Okay, now that that's plated, here's our parsley. You don't have to do this step. I just like to do it because it makes the food look so much more prettier. I don't know the correct way to chop parsley. And if you rinse it off, then it gets all sticky. It doesn't get sticky, it clumps together, and it's just hard to chop, and I've made that mistake several times. So we're just gonna pull off the end and get the little fuzzy parts, or the leafy parts. And I just do this so I think it's chopped. Okay, so I actually have a little bit too much, but I might add some of this to the rest of the pasta in the pot. So you're just gonna sprinkle that on top. Make sure your plate is neat. And now you're going to get your salad. Scoop all the goodness into your side dish or plate. Make sure you get some tomatoes on there. And now we're just gonna grab a roll. My cameraman Jason is here to try the food and rate it.
Let's see what we're working with. Oh my God. I can taste the garlic, I can taste the lemon. It's creamy, it's sticky, it's good. It's so good, Brianna.
Try the roll.
Wow. It's sweet, it's light, it's fluffy, it's airy, a little crispy. 10 out of 10.
But it's got a little bit of a savory layer to it as well because of that butter that she added to the top.
We didn't worry about no salad, we just trying to get our vegetables in, but also in the roll, amazing. So good.
Well, there you have it. Stay tuned for more easy and delicious recipes.